Hey everyone, in this video we will talk about an accelerator tool to check your Power BI files for best practices. This one came as part of on the Microsoft blog, and the tool is called Tabular Editor. So we'll just quickly run through it, and you can see here that it talks about checks the DAX expressions, checks for error prevention, checks for formatting issues, maintenance issues, naming conventions, performance, and so on. So I've got this, and you can go through it. I'll leave a link to this in the video notes. I've already set it up at my end. So all I'll do is I'll save. So this is the Power BI file we'll try to examine, and it doesn't examine the Power BI file, so I've saved it as a PBIT. Just to save it as a PBIT, all you need to do is go to File and click Save As, and you can save the PBIT file, so Power BI template file. That's all you need to do. And once you've saved it as a PBIT file, you essentially point your tabular editor to that, and it goes through the data model that I have got here, and it comes out with what potential issues there are. And it's on the bottom, you can see the 395 BP issues, which is a hyperlink. So if I click on that, I can see the rules which are creating trouble. So do not use floating time data types. So that could be because of precision problems that you might encounter. Could be so. I really don't understand this first one, but I have found that some of the rules are fairly useful. So it says consider a star schema. So a Power BI model works really well with the star schema. It says dim customer, dim product, and dim date. And if I open my model, you can see that dim customer and dim product. So essentially you won't, but you could probably denormalize this if you wanted dim geography and dim customer, and dim product and dim product category. So that is one. So you will have to go case by case with this, but it does highlight if there are potential problems that you might find. So I'll just keep folding up where I find or I don't understand at the moment, but I still find it to be a pretty good tool. So divide function is not being used. I've used just a slash, and that could lead to problems in terms of maintenance. Then you've got these in tables have relationships. So if I go into my model, I can see on the right hand side I've got 3 standalone tables. So that's what this one talks about. Ensure tables have relationships. Why do you have standalone tables? Objects with no description. So it wants, this could be from a maintenance perspective. What is this object about? Makes sense. Naming conventions. There's one around that. Provide format for the date string. So you want your date to be consistent format across all reports. So that makes sense. So target achieved. It wants it to us to provide a formatting string for that. Do not summarize numeric columns. So it's saying yearly income or reorder point. They may or may not be summarizable. You have to do is you have to go and take a case by case view. For example, revision number has been marked as summarizable. Doesn't look like a summable measure to me just by looking at the name. So it does point to that, and so on. You can look at. So I'll just fold a lot of these. Hide foreign keys. They should not be accessible to the end users, otherwise they might just get confused. So it gives you high level categories, and if let's say you're working or you're getting somebody to develop a Power BI report for you, and you just want to make sure that they've developed the report the right way, you can point this model to them, and then if it comes out with any potential issues, you could ask them or go through these lists and check with them why certain things have not been adhered to or why certain things are reflecting here. If it shows here, doesn't mean that it is a problem. It could be a case by case subjective thing that you might have to look at, but just the fact that it points out a lot of things which you can look at and have a discussion around to get your model in a better place and to get your Power BI file in a better place. I think it's a really good accelerator tool. So I would give it I think it's a really great thing that they've come out with. So in this video, just to cover, we've discussed an accelerator tool called the Tabular Editor, which checks for best practices in your Power BI files, and it lets you know if the best practice standards are not being maintained. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you find this useful. Cheers. Bye.